Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle. And today I wanted to talk about how there are several key Senate races in toss-up states that are basically either a tie or in favor of the Republican candidate, which is very, very interesting because as of right now, without toss-up states, if Trump won the presidency, Republicans would technically win the Senate no matter what because of the vice president being a Republican too, obviously. But in this scenario, Trump could have a massive, massive lead in the Senate because of how these polls are going right now. And I'll have to show you guys what I mean because it is crazy to think that Trump could be leading by so much. I mean, the Republican can be leading by so much in the Senate because of Trump's battleground statuses. Because of Trump doing so well in battleground states right now, he is on track to possibly win these Republicans these seats in the Senate because of how well they are performing right now in recent polling. And I'll show you guys right now what I mean. So going to PA, which is very interesting because it's Casey and McCormick. It's very interesting to see this because McCormick, in my opinion, doesn't have a shot whatsoever to win. I don't see McCormick winning whatsoever. But in this scenario, now it is in our pollster. I just want to tell you guys that it is in our pollster, but it is showing Casey up by 1, and the last R pollster showed +4. So this R pollster is showing Casey winning by 1, which is very, very, very close in this scenario. And I actually have the scenario right here. I just want to show. So based on that, this would be Pennsylvania going blue. And I am also going to put Maryland going blue just to put it because Maryland is in the favor of the Democrats as of right now based on polling. So I'm going to base it off of polling just to show you guys. I'll just show you Maryland real quick. Right here, see Alsobrook, the recent polling shows +9, +8, so I will put blue for that. And then looking at Ohio. Ohio's a little bit different. So I don't know why Brown is up by 6 with an R pollster because I really don't believe that in my opinion. It really doesn't make much sense to me. The polling in Ohio just seems really, really off because of how much Trump is leading in Ohio. So I just don't see this one as correct, but we'll have to see. I feel like it's more off than people think. But I will put in the map just to say Ohio goes blue, just based off of polling. But I will also show you how it would go based on if these ties will go red as well. So that's Ohio. It technically shows Brown leading, but I just don't see it happening. But we'll see. We'll see about that one. All the rest of them are really interesting though. So I believe Michigan. Yeah, Michigan has one. This one isn't as interesting. So it does show the Slotkin. Slotkin is above Rogers right now, and I don't see that one getting close either. That's kind of like a Pennsylvania situation in my opinion. I think Michigan's going to stay blue no matter what in this Senate race. So I think that's pretty accurate there. And with an R pollster, it makes sense. I agree with that one. And then here's where some of them get interesting. Let's go Wisconsin. Wisconsin, based on that pollster, is showing a literal tie when it comes to polling right now. And I'm going to leave it blank on my map just to show you guys how the scenario could play out. So it's really interesting to see a state like Wisconsin. Their most recent poll shows a literal tie. Shows a literal tie in this scenario. Sorry, my power cord messed up there. But it literally basically shows a tie in this scenario. So it's very interesting to see that in a state like Wisconsin. And it is very possible that Wisconsin could go to Trump. I mean, could go to the Republicans, which the Republican in this scenario would be, I think it's Hovedy. Either way, the Republican in this scenario because of how well Trump's performing. Now, Wisconsin's interesting because I think Wisconsin is performing more in line with Trump when it comes to battleground states because Wisconsin, right here, a 2.2 advantage for Trump and a literal tie right here. I think that's a little bit more in line with voting Republican and voting for Trump. A little bit of a difference, though, but I think it's the most accurate one when it comes to that because Wisconsin kind of votes in that way, in my opinion. And then let's go to the next one. So the next one would be Montana. Montana really doesn't matter, but it's still a good showing right here. So our pollster, same one, it is showing Sheehy up by 5, which is probably very, very accurate if I would say. Sheehy should be in the lead no matter what, and obviously the most recent pollsters show Tester winning, but other than the R1 that just came out. But I do think Sheehy is getting the advantage in Montana. I don't see Montana not voting for Sheehy. It would be very weird to see them vote for Tester. So I believe that's very, very accurate as well. So let's put Montana in the red column because that's obviously going to happen. And the next one would be Nevada. So this one's also interesting. So I think this could be closer, but it shows a +2 for Rosen. And there was some recently, well, not recently, a couple months ago that showed a tie. So it could be very likely that it could be a +2 right now. Like, that is very possible right now. But if it's based off of this poll, you could say Nevada goes to Democrats. But I think this is going to get really close as it goes to November. Nevada could switch to Republicans. And based on this pollster, it's possible. It's very possible. You just got to see how well Trump performs in Nevada. Right as of right now, he's up by +5. If that gets to a +7, a +8, you could see Nevada easily flipping in the Senate seat when it shows to this. But if he is really up by +5 in Nevada, I honestly do think Nevada will flip to the Republican side. Now to the last one, Arizona. Arizona is showing a literal tie as well. And this could be accurate as well because if you see right here, Arizona is a Trump plus a little bit more than a +5, and that could be very accurate when it comes to that. Trump could really get Lake winning this race. I think it's possible, and all the recent polling has been really close. So if an R plus pollster does show a tie, and then these pollsters as well show like a Gallego, then I think the R plus pollster is very accurate in this scenario. I think the R plus pollster could be the deciding factor right here. I think that Lake can win in November, especially now because of how much the resurgence is going on after post-debate with Trump. I think a lot of Republicans are going to start turning out for Lake. So I do think that in the end it will be a possible Lake win. But I do think this R pollster is accurate when it comes to this sampling right here. And if you put that, well, actually, it's a toss-up technically. But based on those the most recent polling I showed you, it would be a 51-47, and then these are toss-ups. But if you give these two toss-ups to Republicans, which in this scenario I would probably give them to the Republicans, this would be a 53-47. Trump would have a decent majority, and it could be very likely that he gets more than this. Like, honestly, in my opinion, he gets Ohio. He also gets I wouldn't say he gets Pennsylvania, but I would say this is a more of a realistic scenario when it looks at recent polling. Oh, well, also Nevada. When you look at recent polling and looking at the possibility, I would say this is the possibility right here that Trump could win 55 seats in the Senate alone for his Republicans. That's what I think could very well happen. Now, the Wisconsin one would be the wild card here, but I do think it is possible, especially what I just showed you with when we go back with Wisconsin. It's a tie. It's a literal tie, which is very interesting because I would think Wisconsin would have Baldwin winning more in their most recent polling, which I would think it would more align with Michigan, but I guess not. So it's just interesting to see that. You could quite possibly see the Republican winning. Now, in my scenario, it's probably going to be like 54, but if we're basing it off of the polling and we're basing it off of like the Republicans leaning on the tie scenarios, you could see a 55-45. But based on the polling you just saw, it would actually be 53-47, which is still a good majority. I mean, either way, Republicans would win the majority in either scenario. But it is really interesting to see all these races coming together because I just didn't expect some of these races to be that close, especially when it comes to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is the one I'm very surprised with it being a tie in the most recent one. That is a very interesting scenario that Biden is very unpopular. Democrats are very unpopular. You could see a massive bump in the Senate and the House as well because of this. But you never know. You never know. And also, I wanted to show this as well. So Trump and Biden, Trump is leading Biden by over three points still, and he could very well get back to the four points or more if he keeps surging. Which, from how it looks, he's going to keep surging. Literally every single poll he has is a literal win from Trump. The last time Biden led was in this morning consultant poll. So it just ain't looking good for Biden whatsoever. And he hasn't led a single RCP average since last year in about September. And I mean, September is starting to come up soon, so it's just crazy to think it's almost a year since Biden's led in the RCP average. But that's just what happens when you have a failing president like that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about this today, show you what I think could happen and everything like that, and also how the polling shows it. It's very interesting to see Brown with the Democrat one. Let me just show it. It's very weird to see Brown in an R plus poll for a +6. It just doesn't seem accurate to me. It's just very weird. But I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, I do think it will be very interesting to see how this shapes when it comes to November and everything like that. But yeah, guys, I'll have one more video out tomorrow. Oh, actually, not tomorrow. It would be the next day. I'll have one more video out. I was actually a commenter actually came up with a good idea. I'm going to do a hypothetical of a Trump versus Gavin Newsom just for fun, because I think Gavin Newsom probably has the best shot to beat Trump other than Michelle Obama, and I'm basing it off of polls. I'm not basing it off of my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think Michelle Obama's good. I don't think Gavin Newsom's good whatsoever. I don't think either of them are better than Trump. But based on polling scenarios and everything like that, the one that has the best shot is Michelle Obama on the Democrat side. And then there's Gavin Newsom with a second. And Gavin Newsom still doesn't have a great shot against Trump either way. So I might make a video on that, which I probably will. I just want to make something for you guys, because I have not been making videos for the past 4 days because I haven't really thought of any ideas. But I'm posting this video today, so you guys have this, and then I'm gonna post that video, and then I maybe will post. I don't know if I'll post to Michelle Obama, because Michelle Obama has already stated that she's not going to be running, so I don't even know if it even matters in a hypothetical scenario, because she isn't going to be running. It's just not going to happen at all. Now, for Gavin Newsom, I guess it's possible. It's more possible to have Gavin Newsom in there if Kamala Harris didn't do it, and if Joe Biden didn't do it. That's how I see it. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.